Sometimes in plural families, a new wife comes in and the existing family is not involved. They're sort of just guests. And I've always thought that was really horrible. You're marrying the family, not just the man. But I've seen that happen in other plural families. So I was glad that Robyn was of the mind to include everybody.
I felt like a guest.
We had a very small thing. We just had a small dinner, but I never thought to include them in the plans or anything like that.
When Christine married Kody, why didn't she include Mary and Janelle in her wedding? The way Robyn included the original 3 wives, OG 3, in hers? Was there some specific reason behind that? It's often pointed out that Robyn shouldn't be praised for including the OG 3 in her wedding. And I get that. But why does no one ever mention that Christine didn't include Mary and Janelle at all? Anyone else find that a little odd? Honestly, between that and Christine admitting to being upset when Mary's pregnancy overlapped with her own while she was pregnant with Aspen, because, she wanted the attention, it kind of feeds into the whole princess narrative about Christine. Thoughts? Look, I'm not usually one to defend Christine, but let's be real. When you're raised to place your entire value and purpose on the man you're married to, you're bound to get competitive, and let's face it, some handle it better than others. Both Christine and Mary seemed like women who at least had a little bit of an identity outside of their marriage, even though they were still very much brainwashed into worshiping Kody. But Christine? She really seemed to invest every part of herself into that marriage. As much as Robyn was a soul-sucking manipulator, her arrival actually helped Christine. It forced her to figure out who she was without Kody. That's part of why Christine became more likable in later seasons. She started realizing there's more to life than just being Kody's wife, and she found value in her own life and her friendships. Also, did you see pictures from Christine's wedding day? Yeah, not exactly something to brag about. It wasn't anything special, but there's a reason for that. There weren't cameras filming it, and no network paying for the whole thing. Robyn's wedding, on the other hand, got an entire season of wedding planning because, of course, that was content. Robyn got to play the princess, but the nice kind who buys her bridesmaids their dresses too. Meanwhile, Christine's wedding? Slapped together with duct tape. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Why did Sobin need a babysitter during COVID? Good question. From what I can tell, Kody's only staying with her, not the other sister wives, and I'm assuming Robyn doesn't work. So why on earth would they need a babysitter? Especially when they don't even leave the house during a global pandemic. They've got 2 younger kids, but the rest are older. What are Robyn and Kody doing all day that they can't handle their own kids? Well, I'm going to take a wild guess here. She needed someone to cater to her best customer. According to Tony&Mykelti, the nanny spends a lot of time cleaning. A lot. Why does this remind me of Mindy, who worked for them for years, and some of the older girls? Maybe Robyn couldn't quite handle the chaos with 3 kids, so she thought, hey, why not add 2 more? That'll definitely fix everything. I was just watching a scene where Robyn and Mary were chatting, and after Mary cracked a joke about COVID rules, Robyn had her nanny coming in and out of the house daily. But Mary, she wasn't allowed to visit, even though Kody had given the green light, and Mary was home alone. Hypocrisy? It's next level. Honestly, it's just cruel. I can't make sense of Robyn and Mary's relationship at all. Janelle probably knew about the nanny, right? I mean, if she was doing the family bookkeeping, she had to have known something about it. After all the absurd behavior Kody exhibited during COVID, to find out the nanny was coming in every day, while her husband was out working in the community, just feels like the ultimate betrayal of the rules they were so fond of enforcing on everyone else. There's nothing wrong with having rules, but enforcing them only when it's convenient for you? That's downright dishonest. This whole thing also reminds me of when I worked as an au pair years ago. I lived with the family, and the mom was always off on work trips, so I took care of their 4-year-old. The dad worked from home, but honestly, he didn't do a thing. He didn't drive his kid to kindergarten or pick him up, even though he had a car. I walked. He didn't make lunch. I did, even though the kid wasn't even there. He didn't read to his kid at bedtime. Instead, he hung out in his office, pretending to be busy. I even did the gardening, and they had a cleaner for the house. Honestly, I wonder if that's what's going on with Robyn and Kody. They're physically there, but they're not doing anything. Because, of course, Robyn's eBay auctions must take priority so she can snag her next shiny new toy. And having domestic help makes her feel like a queen of the manor. Is anyone else noticing how hard Tony's been going after Christine lately? It's almost like a full-on disrespect fest. He's constantly throwing shade at her, while Kody and Robyn get a free pass, and it's starting to feel like a personal vendetta. Was he always this way, or did I just miss it before? And the way he talks about family dynamics, like he's been there from the start, please, it's so cringeworthy. Dude's barely been around and suddenly thinks he's the expert on everything. His whole attitude is a mix of Kody's smugness and Robyn's self-righteousness, and it's not a vibe. Let's not forget Mykelti. She's got some serious disrespect towards her mom sometimes too. But Tony, he wants his 15 minutes of fame so badly that he thinks tearing Christine down will get him some airtime and a fan base. Newsflash, it's not working. He's just embarrassing himself. I'm honestly more bothered by his cluelessness than anything else. I mean, come on, let's start a poll. Who's worse, Tony or Mykelti? Honestly, Tony's got zero respect for Christine, and I'd be horrified if my husband ever recorded himself trashing my mom. But then again, Tony's a groomzilla who's somehow still acting like he and Robyn are BFS. I honestly think Robyn was the mastermind behind getting Tony involved in picking out Mykelti's wedding dress. She probably thought it would take the heat off Kody's role in picking it out, but surprise, it backfired. The mom still thought it was a terrible idea. Hilarious. Bottom line, Tony's insufferable. If he's trying to be funny, it's falling flat. If he's trying to be edgy, he's failing miserably and just coming off as petty. If all this disrespect is rooted in a grudge, he needs to get over it already. Christine's the one who's actually trying to make an effort with her kids, and he's targeting her for no reason. It's gross, and he needs to grow up. Rules for thee, not for Robyn. I heard a podcast the other day that pointed out something I can't stop thinking about. Kody refused to go to Ysibel's surgery because it was too long to be away from Robyn's kids. Yeah, apparently his tenders just really need him. But let's not forget, he had zero issue ditching his kids, including newborn Truly, for an 11-day honeymoon with Robyn. That's right, 11 whole days. But no, let's pretend it's totally fine for Kody to disappear on a lavish vacation. Yet he can't be bothered to show up for his daughter's surgery. You just know this is the kind of hypocrisy that should be called out at a tell-all. I'd love to hear their explanation for this one. But don't worry, Robyn needed that 11-day honeymoon. It was just a must to make up for the long courtship she endured. Cue the sarcasm. And don't even get me started on the time he ditched his kids to go to a wedding. It's honestly insane how much Kody favors Robyn's kids, and how she does nothing but encourage it. Sure, I get it. There's some competition, but when the original 3 wives were running the show, they made sure their kids were raised as siblings. The only competition was between them. And yet, Kody was still there for his other kids. But Robyn, she waltzes in and demands extra attention from day one, before even being married, because they need to bond. Never mind that Truly needed to bond too. To this day, they act like Truly is somehow so much older than Saul. And Robyn has the audacity to act like her kids are the ones being mistreated, all while encouraging this growing resentment and division. And let's talk about Kody's weekend trips to visit a new wife who lives hours away. He has so many young kids at home, and he's off spending weekends with her. Seriously, Savannah was like 5 or 6 at the time, and Ysibel wasn't much older. Can you imagine how Christine held it together? I honestly don't know how she didn't lose it, especially when Kody was making these weekend trips while she was about to pop with his baby. Am I the only one who doesn't think Robyn is that smart? Everywhere I look, there are comments and theories claiming she came in with this genius plot to sabotage the family and keep Kody all to herself, like she pulled off some intricate scheme and succeeded. But let's be real for a second. She didn't have some master plan to wreck everything. She honestly thought she'd won the jackpot joining an established plural family. She figured she'd get to sleep with Kody, who she probably thought was some kind of king, and live in a world of endless help from the other wives while raising kids. Robyn was a newly divorced Mormon with 3 kids and nowhere else to go. She wasn't exactly in a position to find something better. She had to work, live in a tiny, barren duplex, hardly the glamorous life she was probably dreaming of. I think she went in hoping for a life where she didn't have to get up every day to work and could have a built-in babysitter for her kids. Then, over time, she figured out how to work the system and manipulate her way into getting more while doing less. But shocker, it eventually blew up in her face because she kept pushing her luck too far. She thought she could be the princess baby wife, living the dream, with everyone sticking around and taking care of things for her. This idea that Robyn is some Machiavellian mastermind is just laughable. She couldn't even spell Wyoming if her life depended on it. I've always felt this way. She's dumb as a box of rocks. She's insecure, and when she gets that nagging feeling, she manipulates everyone around her to ease her discomfort. There's no long-term thinking, no grand strategy. It's just about making herself feel better in the moment. Robyn isn't smart. She's just manipulative, and not even in a clever way. It's like second nature to her, probably learned as a survival tactic from her weird childhood. But it's not genius. And no, she's definitely not some Machiavellian schemer. There's a huge difference between being manipulative and being intelligent. Robyn has absolutely blown up her whole life because of her manipulative behavior, destroyed her income stream, and the family she supposedly wanted. And the sad part? She's not even bright enough to see how she's done it. But let's not forget, Kody is just as much of an idiot. Manipulating him? Not exactly difficult. Okay, what the actual hell? So I'm clearly behind everyone else, but forgive me, I'm on season 16. Episode 9, and what? The actual hell. So Kody claims he doesn't have a main wife, but, hello. You avoid all your kids except Robyn's. And then after you go to Janelle's mom's funeral, you come back, take a COVID test, and immediately run to Robyn. Like, this would have been the perfect time to actually spend time with Janelle and catch up, but nope, you go straight to Robyn. Are you kidding me? And then there's the way he hugs and fawns over Robyn's kids like they're his lifeline. But his other kids? Oh no, they're like invisible to him. Kody and Robyn both need to eat a big old plate of dog poop. He might as well have just slapped a rhinestone tiara on Robyn's head that says main wife because it's that obvious. Honestly, did the production team, Eka Puddle Monkey, really think we were supposed to find that daddy's home moment at Robyn's heartwarming? Or were they just humoring Kody and giving us the side-eye like, yeah, we see it too? Actually, he quarantined at Janelle's place for what, 4 or 5 days? And then, shocker, back to Robyn's house. The infamous Robyn and Meri breakup. What a masterpiece of emotional manipulation. So here's the scene. I'm sitting there with my partner, watching the latest season of Sister Wives. And I'm thinking, wow, this is it, the dramatic breakup we've all been waiting for. But plot twist, it's not even Kody and Meri, it's Meri and Robyn. I mean, technically it's a breakup, but let's be real. It's basically Meri saying, I'm done, and Robyn getting her feelings hurt because, oh no, no more free funding for her lifestyle. I can't stop laughing. It's kind of tragic, sure. But let's not pretend like this wasn't just Meri cutting ties with Robyn. Robyn, who has spent the last couple of years playing the role of the emotionally confused child when it suited her. And here she is, shocked, because Mary's not sticking around to fund her anymore. Like, seriously, did no one see this coming? Mary straight up said it herself. Robyn hasn't been close or communicative for years. So why is anyone surprised? It's almost as if Robyn thinks she's entitled to Mary's emotional labor or something. And then, the real kicker. Robyn, the one who's always playing the victim, needs comforting after Mary drops the bomb. Like, come on, if you loved Mary so much, why didn't you ever stand up for her when she was asking why her share of Koyo Pass was smaller than everyone else's? The answer is simple. Robyn didn't care. All we heard from her was crickets. So yeah, the idea that Robyn is devastated by this breakup is laughable. Girl, if you were really that invested, maybe you should have spoken up and not just sat there while Mary got the short end of the stick. Gimme a break, Robyn. Seriously. Boy, Kody Brown. The man who somehow manages to outdo himself in every single episode. I finally got around to watching season 18, and while I already knew the general drama, thanks to this sub and the endless articles, everyone except Robyn leaving Kody, Christine's new man, yada yada, seeing it play out on screen is a whole other level of what the actual hell. I'm just on episode 3, and let me tell you, Kody needs his ass handed to him. These women are saints for even looking at him after the divorce, let alone dealing with his nonsense. I honestly don't know how he has friends or any kind of relationship with anyone. The way he talks to people, especially the women in his life and his own sons, is just beyond repulsive. The guy has this incredible, almost baffling arrogance about him. Like he's entitled to dump all his rage and bitterness on everyone around him. It's like he's never faced rejection in his life or been told no even once. The sheer lack of emotional maturity is staggering. Throughout season 18, he's acting exactly like he used to criticize Mary and Christine for: moody, irrational, indecisive, manipulative, entitled, arrogant, the whole shebang. Basically, he's become the worst version of all 4 of his wives, wrapped into one giant, insufferable package. Then there's his wild-eyed anger. It's honestly shocking, even for him. And where's all that grace of the Lord he loves to mention? Not to mention the paranoid delusion that everyone's talking about him behind his back. Really though, I'm more concerned about his hair. Seriously, is that the worst thing ever, or is it just me? But the real kicker for me was the episode where Christine has to put a wrestling mat in the garage just so she can scrape together some extra money for groceries. I mean, she makes money from the show, just like all the adults, but has to ask Kody for money to feed their kids. And he acts like it's some grand favor to her to give her extra money to feed his children. Kody controlled the money, and it's honestly heartbreaking to realize how much control he had over everyone. He held onto all the TLC money and only handed it out as he saw fit. Total manipulation. So yeah, Kody's still a mess, and watching him try to justify his behavior is beyond cringeworthy. It's like watching a toddler with a power complex, just embarrassing all around. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.